Welcome in, beautiful souls. If you're new here, my name is Jane. And if you're returning, I'm glad you're here. So I received a download and they were showing me a lot of twos. So I was getting like 2222 and sets of 3 twos. So, the twos are all about balance. And the question that they were saying is, how are you spending time and energy? And they, with work and life. So they were, it's a lot about like trusting yourself to find peace. And I was like, in having faith, and they had me scratch out having and put absolute faith. It has to be 100%. You need to have faith. And they're saying here, like, trust that everything will be okay. So I don't know what's going on in your life at this time. And they're saying to believe in a higher power. And they gave me examples. So this could be something like you're new to tarot reading or tarot sessions in general. So if you don't want to trust in something like God or guides or angels or the universe in general, you can at least trust in the ones, your loved ones that have passed over. So they're talking about saying focus on yourself and stay in the moment of the here and the now. And the big one they wanted me to put down is to accept yourself. They were showing me horses and a phoenix. Now, a phoenix is, the bird that goes through a lot of pain to break down to become to ash, but then is reborn into a beautiful bird, right? And then the horses is all about forward movement and accelerated speed. Also, it's about they live in groups and they are very stable and grounded, and they're also highly intuitive. Now, they also the horses, because we're into the fire horse this year, so that could be the accelerated change that you're going to go through. They had me use my astrology dice here, and it popped out on Libra. You don't have to be a Libra. This is just the energy. They have me, for maybe what you're going through. And the Venus came out, and Libra is ruled by Venus. And Libras are all about, love and, sorry, I just have an interruption here for a second. Libras are the ones that have the scales, so it's all about the balance. And Libras, it's a lot about beauty too, right? It's a lot about finding that inner beauty that that we all possess within us, right? Venus also is the planet that rules love, beauty, and money. So you have the repeat of these again and again. So I don't know if you see yourself beauty or something. So they're going to have me roll this dice here to find out what house we're dealing with. So let's try this here. Oh, the 11th house. That is the 11th house is ruled by Aquarians. That's somebody that maybe you perhaps don't like authority figures. And it's also the 11th house is all about friendships and belonging. I get the impression that you do things because of what others expect from you. We're going to move these dice out of the way here. And you're not doing what is for you. And I don't know I don't think you have belief in a higher energy, but this reading is going to show you something that's going to help change your mind about that. And the reason why I'm saying that is because of this card that flew out when I was preparing another deck for a different reading. And this card, I'm just going to read it. It says, notice musical messages. Well-timed songs playing randomly when you walk into a room, browse in a store, or turn on the radio may not be random. Hearing a tune that holds special meaning for you or that reminds you of a departed loved one is synchronistic intuitive guidance. Spirit conducts your sixth sense symphony. So they could be using music to, give you messages or just to show you that a loved one is around you if you don't believe in a higher power. I have full body chills, and that tells me that I'm right on the money for whoever this is. Now, I brought out a few decks here, and it popped out the Thinker. So I think you spend a lot of time in your head, and you could be distracted by things that glitter. You know what I mean? Things, like outwardly things, like things that are outside of you that can be distracting. And you see there's these masks on the top. So I think that you could be having some kind of realization that the world is not what it seems. And then I think that masks of people are slipping off too. Well, and the Fates is right underneath that. I didn't even know this card existed. And she's an angel or possibly a fairy. So you might resonate with either, I don't know. But then it has all these stars. So, you might be like some form of star seed or, because you're somebody that doesn't really seem to believe in the higher realms, something is going to trigger here that it's going to help you. But I got the card too, time to go. So I think you're doing a lot of thinking about all of what's going on in the world, what goes on around you, on the outside of you, and I think you're moving away from that. Also this deck here, it came out about ascending the mountain. So this is about like keep going forward because you have time to go, and then keep going forward. And then here it's about the first light here, and it's beginning a new cycle. And I think it's because, oh my God, look, go deep to explore your roots. Let's see if there's another card here for you. Stepping into power. You are strong beyond measure. Yeah, I think this is something that you don't believe that you are, because I'm going to tell you something. Because when I had this deck and I was just bringing it out, and I shuffled it and then I split it, it came out on Shark. It says swim away from this situation. So I don't know what that situation is. I have a feeling it's what this glitter thing is. And then here, library, take control of your own narrative. I think you're doing a lot of thinking. You have number 22 and then number 44. I don't know if those numbers resonate with you in any way. Any of the numbers that come out on this board, could resonate. Oh, look, and underneath that is protest. Look. So you could be somebody that's protesting again about, like I said, what's going on into the world here. And then you have swim away. So you have time to go and swim away. Swim away from this situation. Now, the situation could be a relationship. It could be, on the bottom of this, look, endings are inevitable. Because there's a new cycle is beginning here. It could be, you could be swimming away from, this individual, because you see she's like this mermaid and he's a shark. So, okay. Endings are inevitable. Yeah, I think it's going to, it's like they're saying it's because there's a new beginning of a cycle. That means something is coming to an end here. And, this is all about, like, the dice that I threw were all about relationships and community. Start a revolution. Yeah, I think that you're really, because, see, these people are in the castle here. and they have all the riches of the world. And that, but see, you have this person here up above watching. This is your loved one. Now, I don't think you believe in angels or God or, you know, see, the universe is all that is. You know what I mean? So So when your loved ones pass on, they go and become part of all that is, right? Because we are all light beings and we all have an essence that lives into our vessel. You know what I mean? Okay, so they're asking me to pull one of these out and they're going to have me read this to you at the end of the reading. If you can stomach sitting through it. Because I know you're having, oh look, I just noticed here this unicorn. So maybe you resonate with unicorns and mermaids and fairies. Maybe it's something you used to have these fantasies when you were a child. Okay, I'm going to mix these up a little bit more here. Okay. Okay, this is a postcard from Spirit. So this is going to be a message from your loved one. They just showed me that unicorn again. Oh, and again. Okay, I think they want me to take... Oh my God, that's a mermaid. Okay, there's two messages here. So there's a mermaid and a unicorn. I think this is something that you fantasized about when you were a child. Or maybe it was some kind of theme you had in your room or something to that effect. Okay, so we're going to set these two aside. As you can see, I don't know what those cards are. So we're going to just move them here. I don't know if you can. So I want to have it so that you can't deny. Okay, to show that I'm not doctoring this video in any way for you. Oops, let me move that just so that you can see this. You know, unicorns and mermaids are actually very rare. You know what I mean? Oh, you are magic on the unicorn one. What does this one say? You are magical. So you are magic on this one and you are magical on that one. Wow. Okay. Okay. You know, also what came out here was this is a deck for it's like life coaching type cards. So it came out self-sabotage and it came out limiting beliefs. Oh my God, and the void. Oh, look at that. Connections underneath here. So which one do you want, Spirit? Number 4. You are connected to the heavenly realms is the connection. And then the void here is you may be covering up the emptiness or pain within through an addiction. Addiction can be anything. It could be like smoking, drinking, eating, excessive anything that's like beyond, you know what I mean? You're connected to that. Oh, there's like a big deck here. Okay, let me see. Is there another card here yet? Oh, that one flew in the air. What is that? Generosity. My ear is ringing like crazy here. So you could be, they're giving, look, self-love. They're giving you, this is, look, and the void's back on the bottom. Okay, so this is something that you're, you could have like even gone through it or are going through it, but the endings are inevitable. So it could be something that you're not resonating with anymore. You know, things are all changing here. So let's see, what's this one? Voyage of the heart. Love flows through you and to you. Yeah, these are your, oh look, and you notice that it's, they have a lot of fish and starfish and stuff too. This really gives me that, the mermaid, and because it has also in her eye it has like the moon and the star. It gives me the higher realms of like the unicorns. Okay, so limiting beliefs. The limiting beliefs is where I don't think that you believe in a higher source. But if anything, you can at least believe in your ancestors. Okay, so they're asking me to bring out, look at that, the star, peace and healing. This is something that, oh, look at this. And then the two of crystals. This is, okay, so if you're new to tarot, the star is an arcana, a major arcana. And the star is all about hope and the healing. And then the swan. And, I actually did a reading earlier about swans. And, swans is about going through a massive transformation, like going through a big change. And it comes out on the thinking and the library about taking control of your own narrative. So take control of your own life here. And the two of crystals here is about balance and adaptability. So they're asking you to be able to adapt and balance yourself yet again, because they brought out the Libra, and that's the one that holds scales, right? And underneath that has the Seven of Crystals. The crystals is pentacles. So I'm not surprised that it came out like on this money here, and then the time to go, and then like to swim away from this situation, whatever it is that you're in. It has options and results. So there's going to be options that are going to be, once you like take the initiative to take the time to just to go, options are going to be open to you, because your loved one that has passed on is not going to leave you in the dark. They're not going to abandon you, I heard. Yeah, I think that because the Queen of Feathers here, and this is, the feathers is about swords. So, it's all about, like the Queen of Feathers, it's about your perception and your truth. So this is self-sabotage, and it's like keep going forward. But there's something about the self-sabotage. It says you may be creating pain for yourself by standing in your own way. So because you're sitting here and just taking whatever, I don't know if it's like the people that are surrounding you or this one individual. Yeah, I noticed they have Saturn here too. You're somebody that fights the system, though. And the bats are all about your intuition. To follow that intuition. Yeah, because look, it's on the bottom, it's Nine of Crystals. Again, it's about pentacles, and it's security and abundance. And with the spider here, it tells me that you got yourself stuck in some kind of situation that you no longer resonate with. But they're telling you to take control of your own narrative here. The Ace of Feathers. Mental clarity and foundation, no joke. It's this self-sabotage. They want me to read the self-sabotage. And the limiting beliefs here, they're talking about sentiment and joy. They want to bring you some insight and focus. They want you to focus on this new beginning. I don't know if that's a hawk or an eagle. You could be seeing any of these animals as they're trying to resonate, like your family is your loved one here. Okay, because here the insight and the focus is this situation calls for reprogramming your belief system. Eagles are actually very spiritual birds. And goats too. Because of the mountains. Yeah, the mountain goats. Because they can like climb on those ledges that no other animal in the world can do that. And, like nobody even knows, like, how are they able to even like climb these steep mountains? But you're somebody that is able to face anything. You have the ability to do that. The Eight of Acorns is energy and results. Acorns is wands. This is something that's gonna, like, and it says love flows through you and to you. Once you get this self-love going on, you're gonna get this energy that's gonna come over you, and you're gonna receive results from it, because you're gonna then start feeling that love, right? You're gonna start accepting that self-love, because oh yeah, I just realized, like, the self-love and the voyage of the heart, it's all about having that self-love, because once you have that self-love for yourself, these kind of individuals and this kind of stuff will not taint your life anymore, and bring you comfort and prosperity. Absolutely, Spirit. Okay, what else is going on here? What is it that you want? I just want a couple of these cards. I don't know why, but the Five of Pentacles showed up on the bottom when I first brought this deck, so I'm assuming that you're having financial problems, and that's probably why you're looking at, like, why are these people living, behind this castle here? Why do they have, like, all the riches while everybody else gets poor? Again, kangaroos, they're very strong. Yeah, they're very well balanced, because they use their tails to help balance them too. And they can adapt too, because they can live in, like, the roughest and toughest of terrain. So you could have been somebody that's gone through a lot. Okay, let's see here. Oops. So, well, yeah, you're going. So the Three of Swords is a lot, and I noticed that the number 3 is here too. And the Three of Swords is all about the pain. So you're going through, with all this thinking here, you're going through a lot of pain. And then it comes right out on healing. And then you have the Ten of Wands again. The Ten of Wands is being, like, stabbed in the back. I think you feel like your world has whatever, I'm just going to go with the government here, and the world leaders, the rulers of, so they think, with the Ten of Wands, you feel like you've been stabbed in the back. I wonder if you have lost so much. Is that a little rabbit? No. I'm not sure what that is. I don't know if that's a rabbit or some little animal, four-legged animal here. I don't know, with stand-up ears. That's all I know. That almost looks like feathers, doesn't it? I think that's the wing of this eagle here. The One of Swords here. That's the Ace of Swords. And that's also, another mountain peak here. This is something that, there's a lot going on underneath here. There's a lot. This is all about this thinking that you're doing. Because the Swords is all about the mental thinking. So I think you're thinking of moving somewhere or going somewhere. Moving away from this individual. Well, you're being encouraged to. Look at that. And you see how he's on this, like, he's going to this mountain, and see this little four-legged, I don't know if that's a wolf. I think that might be a wolf. On top of this mountain here, living in this cave. Mental clarity and foundation. This is where you see this person here is heading towards the mountain. I think you're heading somewhere that you need to do a little bit of, to get some mental clarity going on. Look, the Ten of Swords again. Oh, that's the Ten of Wands. Sorry, I just realized that. The Ten of Wands. But the Ten of Wands, it's about burdens and stress. It's about like an overload of responsibility. And then you have the Ten of Swords here, which is about being stabbed in the back. Okay, oops. Oh, the Knight of Pentacles, look at that. But see, look how strong you are. Oh, look at that. You have the same moon. Look, you see that moon there, and then you have the moon there. You know, the Knight of Pentacles, too. They, you know, this is about security, self-improvement, and wealth. So it's a new beginning, a new cycle. Once you remove these limiting beliefs, what is this card? I think this is the one, self-sabotage. I think the self-sabotage, I think it has something to do with you're spending so much time thinking and you're not actually getting the mental clarity. And I don't know if it's because you have so much burden on you that you don't have time. Because I keep getting, like, you see how, like, you know, this polar bear is like on an iceberg out in the ocean, and then they have this iceberg, and then they have the mountains. So, like, I think you need to find some time alone to sort out even this elephants alone, which is odd because elephants are always together, and so are wolves. They're always in, and you know, even this animal here is alone. So I think you really feel quite alone at this time. Maybe nobody understands you. The Ten of Cups. You know, this is about, okay, this is beautiful because this is all about family and emotional fulfillment and even possibly a marriage. You know, what is that? I mean, you have this black cat, but I don't know what this is next to it. I don't know if it's like a different species or... Not sure what that is, but you know, of course, it comes out on this self-love and family. Like I was saying, how like you're receiving messages from a loved one. Look, you have the strength to do this. The Strength card. Okay. All right, they want me to read this self-sabotage card. Grab this book here. It's number 50. Okay, let's see here. You have convinced yourself that you can't move forward. Look at that. And that's what this has been telling you. It's time to go. Swim away from the situation. Keep going forward. You may be holding yourself back out of fear. We often sabotage ourselves by assuming that something is not possible and that we will fail or that we are not good enough. My ears are ringing. And when we do, we miss the golden opportunities that come along, never even knowing they are there. Self-sabotage is a form of self-punishment. You keep yourself from evolving or succeeding in life. Beginning of a new cycle. That's going to create a new cycle for you. Oh, that's why, look, you got 1010. So you could be seeing the number 1010, 44, 22, 33. You could be seeing these numbers repeating and not really acknowledge them before. But that is angels those are angel numbers. That's your loved one trying to get your attention. You know, here too, where you have 45, that breaks down to a 9, and the 9 is like coming to the end of a cycle. So you're almost at the end of this cycle. And I think It came out with that card. What is that card? The endings are inevitable. So some kind of ending here is inevitable. It's going to happen whether you want it to or not. So you might as well embrace it, I guess. So let's see here. Let's see here. Self-sabotage is a form of self-punishment. You keep yourself from evolving or succeeding in life, which causes a great deal of inner pain. But you are not meant to be stagnant. You are meant to grow, evolve, and expand. With the appearance of this card, you are being asked to go within to identify all the different ways you keep yourself from moving forward in your life. And that's why I was saying, like, you need to go off. You need to, like, find a place in the forest or on a boat or near a river or, on a mountain somewhere. Go sit on a snowbank. I don't know. Find, some place that you can go, sit on a dock, watch the ships go by. But water seems to be very important here for you. So I notice they're bringing out a lot of water. So, I mean, water is actually very soothing and purifying. Now, if you're in a colder climate, you could get yourself one of those water fountains and then just try to, like, decompress, right? Okay. Let's see here. This card can also show up for you today as a reminder that you have something amazing to share with the world. If you are hiding, procrastinating, or making excuses, you are missing out on something very exciting by getting into your own way. Let go of your fear of the unknown. Allow yourself to step into your greatness. Stay away from fatalistic assumptions and instead use your imagination to propel you into abundance. If you can believe it with your whole heart, anything is possible. No joke. And look at this. When I gave you this original, trust yourself, find peace, and have absolute faith 100%. And that's exactly what this is. Like, you have to believe in with your whole heart. Anything is possible. About this self-love, and love flows through you and to you. Your loved one is looking out for you. And I noticed another ship here. And then, the ship is like going up this like steep water, what do you call that? Wave. And then here you have this ship here like on a cloud, I guess. Uplift you. They're going to help uplift you is what I just heard. Wow. Okay. So there's some intuitive coaching questions here that they want me to read to you. So I don't know who this loved one is. It could be a parent or grandparent or sibling or something. I'm not sure. It could be anyone. Friend, child. How does self-sabotage sneak up on you? And how does self-sabotage blatantly stand in your way? And how can you clear the clutter of fantastical thinking? Oh, fatalistic thinking. I don't know what fatalistic means. So that you can move forward. I'm going to look up what fatalistic means, or you can look it up and put it in the comments. So that you can move forward. Again, it's all about moving forward. Okay. Okay, there's a lot of energy going on here. Your ancestors are really pushing for you to do this. This is something they really, really want you to do. Okay, so they wanted me to bring out one of these cards here. Okay, hold on. You know what? I get these tinglies going on down my spine, and I think that your loved one, I think they believe that maybe they're finally going to get through to you somehow. I see all this lightning coming too. So, you could have had, all these storms going on in your life, right? I think you feel that, the rich or the powerful, that you don't have that kind of power or the opportunity or something. That you're always being like kept down. And in the dark, you know, that new moon. Oh my God, look at that. They just split it on the 11th house. Didn't the 11th house come out in this dice? Yes. Well, that's the 11th house came out in the dice here. And they brought out the 11th house. They want me to read that. You know, and they showed me that that new moon. That's, you know, somebody that's in the dark, right? So that's like, you know, the moon is there, but it's in the dark. You know, and it had cut out on Taurus too. And Taurus is all about your self-worth and money. Money and your value, yeah. Again, money and value. No joke. You know, Cancer is all about, like, that is all about emotion too. So you're going through a lot of emotional things here right now. Okay, so, okay, the 11th house here. Okay, they want me to pull one of these here. They want me to read this 11th house, whatever's in this book here. Look at that. Tame and attain. Oh my goodness, this is about swim away from the situation, options and results. These, and then it's like time to go. If you tame this mental clarity, you tame this and then attain it. Because you have to believe. What was that thing that it said? Something about believing. Look, in the octopus, evolve into your complexity. You know, that's funny. That's an octopus again. You know, I just did a reading that had a bunch of octopus in it. Look in the number 3. You could be seeing number 3 a lot. So evolve into your complexity. You know, and this is the third eye. You know, and my third eye was buzzing in that last video. Okay, let's see. They want me to bring out... Okay. This is if you're willing to want to try something new. You know, they said it's time. It's time to try something new, because what you've been doing, they said, this is what your loved one has said. What you have been doing is not working. So what's wrong with trying something new? Sistrine, tackle that to-do list. It's on the bottom. Carnelian, channel your inner baddie. Your complexity. Oh my goodness. And then right underneath that, they have focus on the big picture. See, they have the lighthouse, and then they have the crown here. And another bird. This is a hawk. You're definitely getting messages from your loved ones. And you know, oh my God, look at this. And because spirit, oh my God, spirit. Oh my God. Okay. All right. Okay, so they're going to have me set this aside here. Okay, so, all right, hold on. They're going to have me, just a moment here. Okay, so you have here this thinker. They're going to have me read this card in a moment, but hold on. All right, see this thinker here? Spending this time alone. So it says evolve into your complexity, okay? Focus on the big picture, which is, you know, the universe as a whole, basically. Keep trying, tame and attain. Don't give up, keep trying. The starfish, the starfish represents the air, earth, water, fire, and spirit, the connection to spirit. Also, starfish, they are very sensitive to their environment, and that could be why you're having a lot of emotions going on. And they can like really move in any direction too. So you can, but the one thing they don't do is sit still. Like they don't stay You know, they can walk on land and they live in the ocean, right? So, you know, again, that's another reference to the water. Okay, and then it says, get out of your head. You know, with all this thinking that you got going on here. Okay, they want me to read this, so I'll just keep this aside here. And then look, you get self-love and the small steps, big accomplishments. You know, and the turtles too. I wonder if the readings have anything to do. Okay, because the turtles are a lot about having like a hard life, and how you know, you have this tough exterior, but really you're very soft on the inside. You know, and turtles are you know, they again, they're like the starfish. They're on the land, they breathe the air, and but they live in the sea, you know what I mean? And then here we got self-love. That came out twice. So you have self-love here and then self-love here. And, you know, once you reach all this, like your self-worth, your self-love, your self-value, and you have self-respect, that's when the money's going to come in. That's when you're going to find the riches. Okay. I don't know if you can hear my stomach, but it's gurgling here. So citrine, tackle that to-do list. So there's something here about this to-do list they want you to, so let me just find that here. Okay. Like morning sun shining through your window as you do quick stretch and your coffee maker dings. Citrine is your spiritual vitamin C, inspiring positive energy and focus on equal doses. Oh, and they're talking about that balance again. This crystal can help you balance your emotions, I think, and your thinking, because it's bringing in, it seems like you have a lot of negative things coming at you, and that's something that will help you with that. Think of this crystal version as being a big yellow smiley face. This is your signal that the moment is right and that you're totally ready to tackle your to-do list and start taking action on your brilliant ideas. You know, because Libras are all about brilliant ideas too, right? Your productivity levels are popping off, and a cherry beam of optimism is beginning to shine over the situation at hand, even if it's just via baby steps. Small steps, big accomplishments, right there. And what is this right here? Beginning a new cycle. Okay. Yeah, with the insight and focus, right? Okay. Okay. So, baby steps, making tangible progress toward your goals can really boost your confidence. So, put some pep into your step and get moving. With the zingy energy of citrine on your side, you can accomplish just about anything. They keep your loved one keeps saying about repeating this over and over and over about, you know, get moving, you know, swim away from the situation, like keep moving forward, take small steps, you know, focus on all this self-love for yourself. I think you give too much out to others. You've got your arms, you got your hands in too many things, and it's causing like this distraction. You need to put some of that energy back into yourself. My gosh, look, they told me to lift this, and here underneath, it's service here, but underneath, look, to see the shark, like see this arrow going into the shark, and what does this one say here, the shark? Swim away from the situation. See this? You know, and this is a brain too, right? I just heard this, this shark, whatever the shark is in your life, has a very small brain. They're very more on their animalistic and not their spiritual side. And maybe that's why you've been pulled into that. But this shows me that you're elevating. So just keep trying, right? Once you tame that mind and heart and all the self-love and value and all the respect for yourself, once you find all that self-worth, that's when you're going to be able to obtain what you're really looking for, right? Okay, so I'm going to read that, and then I'm going to read those postcards from your loved one. So the 11th house. Let me find that book. This one. What is this one? The 11th house. Let's see here. Oh, it's back here, I guess. The 11th house. The realm of friendship. Oh, look at that. It's oh yeah, because it's Uranus and Aquarius, and Uranus is like a very slow moving. Turtles are very slow moving, and so are starfish. These are very slow moving energies, so this could be something that it could take a while, but just keep moving forward is what I keep hearing. Okay, so big plans and unconventional dreams are this card's wheelhouse. Anything you come up with right now can easily become reality with a bit of thinking outside the box. And look at that. Isn't she both thinking and she's sitting on a box? Wow. Okay. The 11th house is where the greatest ideas are born. As long as you don't let society impose its narrow viewpoint on your creative process. Look at that. And then it started out with, I was talking about like it started out with like the world and all the riches, and then you just feel like a peasant, you know what I mean? Okay. As long as you don't let society impose. Okay, so wow, there's a lot of energy going on. So figuring out your place in the world can be a scary thing, but it should also be fun. There is so much to discover out there. Treat every person you meet like a potential friend, and you may be surprised by what you discover. Well, there you go. Okay, so okay, they're asking me to bring out one more here. Let's see here. This one here. It's a secret language of color. Lilac, number 42. Strengthen your faith. Your faith. Oh my God. Because this is what it's all been about. It's all been about, I'm going to knock everything over here. But this was my pre-download to this reading. Is all about your... Oh, hold on. My dog is crying. I got to go get her. Oh, wrong one. That's from the previous reading. Well, there's turtles and octopus. This reading might have something to do with it. I'll connect that with... hold on. Sorry about the interruption. Okay, so yeah, look, I even, it's funny that I pulled this out because it has the octopus and the turtles. Look at that. And jellyfish mean about it, the jellyfish, when they're in the ocean, they have to go with the flow, because they don't have the energy. They would be too depleted if they were fighting, and that's what's going on. You're fighting the flow. Okay. Okay, let's see here. So this is for this reading though, because it's all about the twos, right? So yeah, because this is what it like. Look, trust yourself, find the peace, and have absolute faith. And what's on this? Strengthen your faith. That's what this has all been about. Because I don't believe that you believe in a higher power. Okay, they want me to read that. So, oh my, 42. Let's see. Faith. Faith is a strong belief in something that is not obviously visible to the eye. You know, and they have the, this is like the third eye in the octopus here. Too often people give up just before something incredible is about to occur. Lilac is here to remind you to have faith in the divine. Okay, so you can, okay, they want me to start from the beginning because they're talking about this color. So you can use this color. Oh, and I noticed that they brought this color out again. Yeah. And, you know, they had me, you know, even she's got the lilac here in her mind. Okay, so this is what they want you to do. Okay, so I'm going to go start from the beginning because I just kind of jumped to the faith here, but there's a little blurb here they want me to read. So lilac strengthens your faith, activates your intuition. That's your third eye. Oh my God, Spirit. And increases your psychic abilities. It is a soft, gentle color that encourages you to expand your spiritual awareness and improve your connection to the divine. Free yourself from old patterns and gain your inner power with lilac. Strengthen your faith by bathing yourself in magnificent lilac light, just like what she's doing here. Wow. You know, even these mountains have like the lilac color in them. Oh yeah, and so does this. I noticed that they're showing this lilac here. I was looking at the color, but I didn't really connect it. Okay, so here we go. We're going to go back to reading the faith part. Faith is a strong belief in something that is not obviously visible to the eye. Too often people give up just before something incredible is about to occur. Lilac is here to remind you to have faith in the divine. Ask for what you would love to occur. Then rub your third eye. Imagine that you have a lilac magnet in your third eye that will start attracting your desires to you. Activate this magnet by visualizing it and saying, activate. Then rejoice internally, knowing that your request has been answered. To strengthen your faith, buy a lilac colored filter and stick it on a window of your house where the sun enters the room. Interesting. Sit next to this window and allow yourself to be bathed in the magnificent lilac light. Say, with every breath I take, my faith in myself and the divine is renewed. I am ready to receive the highest love and abundance from the universe. And love flows through you and to you. Okay, that's amazing. Okay, so these two, and then that's it. Okay, so let's start with this one. Dear you, you are in such good shape right now that you were... Oh, okay, let me start that again. Okay, dear you. I get like all this excitement going on inside me. You're in such good shape right now that we're all doing a happy dance. In this moment, you have the power to make a choice, to get with spirit and co-create a miracle. You may wonder where this is all going, but if you want to manifest your desires for the highest good, you need to stay focused on the now. All power is in the present moment. Ask yourself, what are your dominant thoughts now? What beliefs are you motivated by? Do you have clarity right now? How is your conscious contract with the divine? Are you plugged in, or are you trying to do life all by your small self? Get rid of negative energy now. Resentments be gone. Forgiveness and love enter, please. You can do your life beautifully and create your most powerful future right now. Right now. in this moment, aren't you thrilled to know you have a huge cheering section over here? Love and hugs always. You know, and there was a thing coming about living in the here and now, something to that effect. Okay, so here you are. You are magic. So, dear you, there is only one you, and you have a unique place in the universe. Sometimes situations come up that challenge you to be authentic, and that means you have to be fully yourself and let go of being what you think others may want. No, it is not the time. Now is not the time to conform to other people's standards or expectations. Be proud of who you are and be courageous. Stand tall in your convictions. Being yourself is a powerful statement and will only lead you to success and ultimately happiness. Don't compare yourself to other people. Want what you have. Choose what your heart wants and know that your purpose is yours alone. No one else can claim your magic nor take it away. When you place authenticity and originality high on your list of priorities and give them a prominent place in your awareness, extraordinary things happen. Your life is a beautiful one. Love you always and forever. And I almost want to cry. So your loved one is who is really, this is really from them. You know what? You know, I really don't know what else to say. This is your reading today. And I hope this really does help you, and it really does help bring you back into alignment with the universe and, trusting that loved one is guiding you. And pay attention to these musical messages that you are getting, because you could be having these repeated songs. And with that, you can check out the lyrics, look it up on YouTube and just type in the song title and, have, read the lyrics, or maybe the lyrics off by heart. I don't know. Okay, so with that, I'm going to send you all my love and light. And I hope this is, I don't know, renewed your faith and helped you with your faith. Wow. This has been really quite tumultuous, my emotions are all over, really chaotic. So I'm going to send you all my love and light and bid you a good day. And I hope this video finds you well. Bye.